All right. And we're back. Greeting Pirates Council, may our tall tales please you. When last we left our heroes, they were in the middle of being ambushed. We're taking a step back from that. We're gonna just go back in time a little bit here and have a little Beach Boys side quest with our favorite Beach Boys, Yama and Karu, the winners, cooperatively winners of the wet t-shirt competition at BootyCon, I think. Well, I think Yama was the winner, maybe.
Yama was the winner, 100%.
Karu was a nice runner-up.
Yeah, sure.
Still good to look at. And that means everyone won.
Yeah, there you go.
Oops.
And so we cast our eyes back to the party has just taken over La Floridita, but they still have their own ship, or the ship they have on loan, the ETC percentage. And they need to get it back to the Emerald Trading Company, because the Emerald Trading Company has Yama's tea shop in exchange for the ship. And Yama would like a lot of his teas back, a lot of his custom brews, maybe even a recipe book or two, and some of that furniture that Paulie and Karu were kind of putting together for him as well.
Yeah, that's very sentimental. He needs that.
So we find ourselves on the ETC percentage, a small sloop with sort of a greenish kind of motif, sailing gracefully across the calm sea. It's white sails billowing in the gentle breeze. The water is a vast expanse of serene blue, stretching out to meet the horizon, where the sun begins its descent, casting a golden glow across the sky, much like what we see here. The tranquil sound of waves lapping against the hull is almost hypnotic, a soothing cadence that belies the adventure and danger that lies ahead. As you stand on the deck, taking in the peaceful scene, there's a sense of anticipation in the air. This ship, once commanded by ruthless pirates, such as yourselves, is now your ticket to reclaiming the contents of your beloved tea shop from the Emerald Trading Company. Yama, Karu, your eyes sharp as the sea breeze, you both know that the calm before the storm is often the most deceptive. Do you want to describe sort of what your characters look like and kind of where they are, particularly on the ship? And I guess, is it just you two, or who would you have brought from our sort of sidekick group to come with you?
I mean, my girls, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely Diana Cloppington, I think we both love.
Evelyn.
Yep, she's a badass.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, maybe just those two. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
There was a third person, oh no.
Oh no. God. We don't know our crew very
She's
well.
Loth? No. Is it the cleric?
She was a Lolth cleric of Lolth. Fiera Doerden.
Yeah, okay.
The drow priestess of Lolth.
That's fine.
Yeah, I like her though. She's cool.
Yeah, like she was. I remember there was like the group of three. So like maybe we just be like, come to the beach.
That was actually Lot. She went off on her own, didn't she? Lot, the cleric.
Lot did, yes.
Yeah.
I can't find who the other one was. Aveline.
She might have been called something else. I think she's called like Executioner or something like that.
Yeah, I found it there. There we go.
Executioner. So this is just like the adventures of Yama and Karu's harem.
Yeah.
Just some, alone time out on the sea. I'll put you two here just in case. We'll separate the boys and the girls.
Good.
All right. So yeah, whereabouts are each of you on the ship itself, and kind of what tasks do you do day to day?
Maybe Yama's navigating and steering or like chartering a course for the ship. I would say he's like gone very much into dad mode with Karu and is like trying to keep the ship, like he's trying to emulate the captain almost and keep the ship in like on course amongst the chaos of Karu.
I mean, that's fair. I do think Karu is pretty receptive to these instructions. Like, I think for all his chaos, if Yama's like, all right, I need you to like turn left or whatever, Karu's like, yeah, on it, boss. I think he's calling you boss. He's like, yeah, all right, boss man. And he's just like, and maybe he's then like delegating tasks as well to Diana and Aveline, just being like, all right, you pull that one, I pull that one, like whatever boss man says. And maybe it's he says it too many times, Yama. Like just keeps referring you to, what's up, boss man? Where we going now, boss man? Hey, boss man. And it's
oh, Yama, please, like, just call me Yama. Come on, Karu, we've had this discussion. I'm not your boss.
All right, but Yama. And then he walks away, and you overhear him say to Aveline, he's like, boss man doesn't want us to call him boss anymore, just so you know.
And Yama just like twitches, like.
I like to think that Aveline is, up in the rigging, like is kind of helping you in that area, pulling ropes and like trimming sails and so on, and like kind of playfully, but maybe in a very dangerous way. Anytime you walk past or you go up, you chat with the boss man and kind of walk back past, she's swinging one of those like block and tackles like out, and it's like just missing you. Keeping you on your toes, so to speak, so that you don't forget she's up there. She's just making sure you don't forget she's there as well.
It's just like part of our training game or something. Just
like flirting, training,
flirting, killing. Who knows?
Kara's like, I dance on the edge of both at this point. Like, see what happens.
Yeah. Whereas Diana is more like on the deck of the ship. She's got sort of the she's in her more sort of humanish form, or humanoid form, but kind of running back and forth on the deck of the ship itself, and kind of responding to orders from the not boss man.
Not boss man.
I'm not good at it, but can I like maybe climb up onto the like crow's nest or whatever and like cast my eyes forward to see if there's anything on the horizon that is potentially interesting or dangerous, considering how calm it is?
Absolutely. And what would you like
We're
to?
sus on the calm.
What would you like to use?
Well, I was just going to do perception. What do
Sure.
I have advantage on with perception?
Is it smell?
Is it smell?
Yeah. Can I
totally not relevant.
No. Sniff the air? I'm gonna sniff the air.
We're sniffing for like barbecue in any direction. Ooh.
Well, 19.
So your elven senses pick up a shift in the wind. The familiar scent of salt is tinged with something else. Anticipation, perhaps.
Anticipation, in fact. Wait, what does it taste like?
You smell.
What does that taste like?
Yeah. There's also almost like a, not an iron, more like maybe like a copper tinge in the air, as the wind the wind changing direction, and you guys have to kind of jive into the wind. You get the smell of the changing smell of the sea, like coral, and you can start to smell other sea life as well. In fact, you actually start seeing the dolphins sort of at the prow of the ship, kind of leading the way, or coming and kind of playing alongside your wake. And then as they veer off, you notice up ahead, especially with the smell, that there is a particularly tricky section of reef coming up. The coral formations under the water almost loom like skeletal remains from ancient sea monsters.
Ooh, vibins. Sick.
Oh my god, can you see my cat?
Yeah.
Like over my...
I really liked it when there was like a katsu, like shadow ghost on the back. It was very moody.
Oh my god. She's just here to create the spooky atmosphere. She's here to create the danger.
Well, she heard you were doing pirate shit, and she was like, "I can be the parrot on your shoulder. I can be the monkey."
Yes.
Exactly.
I can be the monkey.
I think I would come down from the crow's nest and relay everything that I tasted. But the coppery iron taste, does that remind me of blood?
Give me a survival check.
Sure.
Sure. All the +1 base stats.
Shut
today.
up. Yeah. That's all I got, baby. Plus or -1. That's all I got.
For real.
I have so many. I have like a few -1s. I have 3 -1s.
I have one -1, and we blame that on my bung knee for being an old man.
You certainly remember being in a course in the blood, in the Blood Hunter Academy sort of thing of like, all right, this is what blood in the water smells like. This is what when things of great magical importance are happening. This is what lightning smells like. They went through everything kind of with you, and just I don't know what Karu remembers instead of that. Perhaps sort of just I imagine the kind of idea of like the student who's trying to like balance on their chair leaning back and was just really focused on like leaning their chair on 2 legs, and so just did not absorb any of those lessons whatsoever.
I do like the idea that as he comes down from the crow's nest, maybe he makes a dramatic sort of land. Like he doesn't do it from too high because I don't want to have to do an acrobatics check. He just does it so I don't trust myself. Not after last week.
Are you a dex-based character?
Yes, but I rolled 2 natural 1s in a row last week.
PTSD.
Yeah, pretty much. But I do like to think he maybe lands behind Yama and does the stomp and has to crouch a little bit. And he stands up, and this is his best, Horatio from CSI Miami takes the sunglasses off, looks middle distance past Yama, and just comes up to him and goes, "There's blood in the water ahead," and just
and Yama goes, "Who are you talking to?"
and he goes, I was talking to you. And he goes, tastes like blood.
Tastes like
up
blood.
ahead.
Did you see anything? Any land or?
Not. I saw some wildlife, coral reef. Maybe that could be a bit tricky coming up, but mostly I've tasted blood.
Did you get a direction? Maybe so Yama is maybe just gonna alter the course a little bit based on where the coral reef is, so that we avoid that.
I feel like Kara goes ahead generally.
Love it. Can we avoid that reef? Is that in our route, Dan?
Yeah, you'll have to, or at least you'll have to navigate it. So Yama, you feel the ship kind of shudder under your feet as a particularly sharp scrape. Part of this coral reef kind of scrapes the hull, but your sturdy grip on the wheel perhaps can kind of steady the course. Are you proficient in ships yet? Did we establish that?
I have a cartography skill, but we haven't talked about shipness.
Ship handling, yeah. Well, give me an athletics check for now, and we'll see how we're going.
Athletics I can do. Let's see. Oh, so I rolled a natural 1, as I do, always test the D&D Beyond plugin, and now I've got a 2. So
that's good, yeah.
We're improving.
So I'm loving this Beach Boys side quest of just rolling 1s and 2s, and below 10 at all times, effectively.
Hey, I got a 19 on my perception. How very dare you?
So
How very dare you?
I wouldn't go as far to say brand new ship, because it had seen some action, but the percentage.
The boys aren't here. Let's use all our team inspirations.
You certainly can if you like. Let's check.
I would like to roll that again. I think it's good odds with the +7.
The party has 5 Inspirations ready to go.
Oh,
Well, they
5.
have one less and I rolled a 5. So that's a 12.
How do I inspiration use?
Use, yeah.
There you go. Cool. A 12. Not much better, but we'll say that there's maybe some less scrapes on the ship itself. Why don't you
like
roll a d10 for me, and we'll do half of that as damage.
Is it like an awkward, like we're just hearing, and like Yama and Kara are just looking at each other wide-eyed but silently,
But
as
like,
it happens.
not acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think, Aveline's like mid pull on a rope. Diana's kind of like midway through, like looking through a spyglass, and she just seen like she's taken it off her face, and everyone's kind of just frozen while this is happening.
Just kind of looking at each other like,
This is fine.
Yeah.
It's
So
those girls driving memes where they hit the curb and just like don't acknowledge it.
So together, with a bit of damage to the ship, you navigate the perilous path. As you eventually clear the last of the dangerous reefs, perhaps Karu, you and Diana have to head down to below deck and just kind of do some small patch jobs where you can, to prevent a few leaks that have begun. But the sea has opened up before you, vast and inviting, and those dolphins are back. Dolphins off the starboard bow. At first, it seems like a welcome sight, but there's something unusual about their behavior. One dolphin in particular seems to be trying to communicate, leaping out of the water with an almost frantic urgency.
Kara's like, I don't trust dolphins.
Don't trust
I don't want to talk about why. I just don't trust them.
What?
He just like leans into Yama's like, they're kind of assholes. Like, they may be nice, like they talk, and then you realize they're just assholes. They look down on everybody.
They're so cute.
Yeah, and they know it. That's why they're assholes. But that one over there seems to be trying to say something.
I can't speak with animals. Can you speak with animals?
Kara just goes over to the like side of the thing and just starts yelling at it. Like old man, what? I don't understand you.
Gesturing.
I'm going to ask you for an animal handling check, or something else if you would like to proceed in a different kind of way.
I also want to try the animal handling.
Sure.
Handling. Yeah, let's do another +1.
I got another 5.
Oh, how did I? Oh, wait, we both had +1. Okay. But also, yeah, we're going well. Yana and Karu die in a side quest because they can't roll higher than a 10.
No, we have plot armor because we've already been in future episodes.
Oh, yeah, true.
Turns out, well, I mean, maybe by the end of this, you actually get body snatched, and it's doppelgangers that have continued on last episode.
Maybe Timmy and Dylan will come back to like 2 new characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your old squad of sea elf boys, there was like 5 of them, right?
Yeah, I can just do one of them.
So
yeah.
Just swap one out.
Swap out. You can all meet Karu's brother.
So I think Yama, you especially from your
sorry,
from your part of the ship, at the wheel, you're looking over at these dolphins, and you have to kind of keep going back to the wheel. You can't figure out what they're about. Karu, it's a bit unclear, but they seem to be kind of trying to get you to come in a certain direction. But with a 13, I don't think you can sense their motive.
Yeah, I think Karu just goes, he's just like, well, they seem to want us to go this way. I don't know.
Yama turns the wheel in that direction.
Yeah, look, again, Karu whispers like, dolphins are assholes, but like, maybe I
Do
feel
they
like
eat people? Like, are they the reason you can smell blood, or would they?
no,
I don't know anything about dolphins.
look, they're just dicks, all right? They are so aware of how much people like them that they're kind of a bit up themselves about it. So like they're just not, they're like mean girls vibes.
Clicky.
So yeah, just why do you want to be around that energy? Anyway, yeah, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing to follow them, but I guess we'll find out.
Like literally clicky too, because they click while underwater as like echolocation.
It's where the term
and also
came
they
from,
hang out
actually.
in pods. Yeah.
Yeah, clicky originated from how dolphins are a bunch of mean girls.
That's awesome.
That is facts
All
now.
right.
Facts,
Let's
canon.
follow the blonde dolphins.
Yeah. Eventually, they kind of lead you to an area that's close to sort of the reef that you've come out of, or like the sort of side of it out here, and you see a sort of glint of something metallic kind of catching the fading sunlight, almost like just below the water level. And when you sort of pull up alongside, you trim the sails so you can kind of slow down as you get close. Half buried in fully submerged is what appears to be a crow's mast, and theoretically a ship below that.
Well,
That ain't good.
no. Do
you
you
want me
want to
to-
go have a look?
Yeah.
That was a yes.
I gotta have a snoop and see if this is like recent or if this is an old wreckage, I guess.
So you can Yama, like, is the water shallow enough to like put the anchor down and kind of coast here for a bit?
It is. There seems to be something that is. If this is a ship and it's mast, then obviously, like, it is resting on something. There's some sort of like the reef that you were going over is maybe a lot lower than you now, so you're not perhaps out in the deep sea. You can still make out maybe some islands and stuff like that on the horizon. Like, you're not in the deep ocean.
All right, I'll pop down the anchor so that we don't disappear while Karu's away. And he'll pull out his like weapons, I don't know, and make sure he's watching.
Okay.
Like,
So you're up on
check.
the top of the ship,
Sorry.
Karu. Sorry, Yama's on top of the ship, on the deck, armored up, I assume.
Yep.
Risky on the open seas. I love it.
Yep. It'll be real helpful in the water. I know it.
Yeah, Karu takes a swig from his bottle of boundless coffee, which does nothing more than just have coffee, I think. I have to roll a d20. Let me just do that real quickly.
Why did I give you the bottle of caffeine?
Cool. The coffee does not disappear. It like the coffee fills back up after I take a swig. I was mostly checking because I thought I had something that was like completely useless to me as like an underwater breathing thing, but I do not have that.
I have a bottled breath.
Oh, that's what it is.
Do you want to take that?
Oh no, I don't need it. It was more thinking
Okay.
you wanted to come
I like to
with
think that this
me.
conversation is happening on the ship.
Yeah.
If we can have that in
100%.
character.
Yama's like, do you breathe water?
Yeah. And he like points to the gills on his neck. He's like, yeah, this is what these are for. Although to be fair, I reckon when he's above land, they're like actually kind of suction shut. So maybe as he's about to fly, as he's about to jump in, they flare out.
Yeah. Well, I could come with you
if you want to. Like, no pressure. I just like had a thought.
No, that's
like,
cool.
You want to stay and check and make sure no one climbs on the ship, but if you also want to.
I'm sure the girls can handle it. You guys can handle it, right?
Sure thing, not boss man.
All right, so Yama pulls out this very strange bottle that looks very empty, and he inhales and holds his breath, and so he doesn't need to breathe for an hour.
Wow, that's cool. All right,
but he just can't speak to you, so he goes up to the edge of the boat and steps off and sinks to the bottom.
Just like
like
it's like like a Big Daddy diving suit just
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah, 100%. You know?
Karu to himself was like, I was going to tell him to stay close to me. Okay. Dives in after.
Obviously, Kara, your swim speed is your movement speed, which is incredible. So you can run rings around. Effectively, Yama, you're kind of falling from the sky, and you can see that the light is up there, the ship is up there, the sort of the setting sun. It's getting a bit gloomier, but you can see, especially with your kind of dark vision. But I know Yama is afraid of. Is he afraid of flying? Is he afraid of heights?
I think he's afraid of flying, like it's the not having control part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of that in that you are free falling now into the
Yeah.
depths because with your heavy armor you don't have a lot of like lateral control.
Yeah. I think it's definitely the lack of control because he was with the wings he was kind of starting to get it, but it was at the carnival on the T ride that he was like, no.
I like to think that Karu maybe seeing this, like sort of seeing that like Yama is just like a bit. Maybe I like to think Yama's not like, but maybe he's just kind of like doing the sort of the quick eye movement. Karu will take rope because everybody's got fucking rope, and he will actually like kind of like give it to Yama and then kind of like secure it around, just sort of wrap it a few times around Yama's wrist, and then actually just sort of starts to like tug him along, so that he's not. So that and also kind of like, I think Karu could talk underwater because he's a fish boy, so he's just like, oh, just just like kick your feet softly, but like just you'll just stay with me. I'll take you through. Let's check out the ship.
I like to think because you described like Karu being in the water, so you could see his gills kind of thing. You see Yama jump in, and like just behind him on the deck, Diana's running up with with one end of her rope to tie off to Yama, but he's already jumped in, and she's like, "Oh shit!" As Yama just goes sinking, and so like she throws the coil of rope down to you. She secures it on one end, and you can take that and swim and easily catch up to to Yama.
That's so good.
And like the point of it is that like I also think like Karu's the webbing in between his fingers and his feet are suddenly like things you'd never really noticed before. They're actually like really visible and really opaque now. He is very fishy looking underwater. There's like it's about the way his hair's flying. It kind of looks more like the fin of an angelfish vibe. So it's like I don't know. It's just and like I think his eyes are like huge at the moment. And he's going to use the rope to like help like Yama kind of get some movement rather than just sinking.
So Yama sees this terrifying fish creature coming towards him. Nah.
I love it. Yeah, I guess we head towards this the sort of mast of the ship that we saw. Nest.
So Yama's kind of like walking like he's on the moon, but he's being dragged.
So you kind of like that slow kind of underwater, and all you can hear from Yama is the like clonk clonk of like the metal boots on what ends up being sort of the deck of a ship, and it's sort of on a canted angle, and it's broken in half somewhat over this reef that it's resting on. It's sort of similar to the bone, the reef looking like sort of the rib cage of some ancient creature that has just died here in the ocean floor. And this ship, any markings it once had faded away. The sails themselves are all torn up. And it was almost like a bit of a miracle that you could see just a bit of brass, almost like in the crow's nest up just below the water level. But as you explore and you have a look through, do you want to give me investigation checks to see if you find anything in this ship wreckage? All the while, those dolphins circling.
Hell yeah.
Yes. What a great time to get a natural 20.
Natty 20. We love that. Okay. Can you tell you what, because you got a natty 20, you got to honor it. I would like you to roll a d6 twice, please.
Get some sweet loot.
Oops. The first one was a 2.
Mm-hmm. 2 and a 1.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know if you saw that dice. Just.
All right. So you head in and you find sort of a lot of what was in here has been kind of molded away, or just with the passage of time and sort of the underwater nature itself. And you brush out perhaps some crabs and other sea creatures that have kind of made this place their home. And you come across, locked in what would be the captain's quarters, a sort of a pretty large coffer, maybe not as big as what we would think of as a regular kind of pirate chest, but clearly some kind of sealed chest that would probably take. You could probably move with it, but it might take you a while to swim with it, Karu, as you're not the strongest of boys. But luckily, you have Yami here with you.
Mm-hmm. I load him up.
Are we taking it now or coming back for it?
I mean, we're here, right?
Yeah, I think over the hour
right.
or whatever that you have the breath, like this is the only real thing you find.
Okay.
With this investigation, yeah.
Okay, then Yama using the rope kind of makes it like a backpack with this chest on his back.
What you said the dolphins are circling us? Like,
yeah.
What? Can I roll like an insight? I mean, I don't trust
on
these
the dolphins.
I mean, yeah, like Kara doesn't trust them anyway. But like, can he gauge in any way why they're circling us? If there's more that they want us to find, or if they're going to fucking eat us?
Yeah. Give me an insight or an animal handling or something along those lines.
They are the same. 15.
Hey.
You think they're acting like almost like happy dogs that like, hey, I just did a cool trick, like you're gonna feed us now, right? Like this is treat time, or like, are you proud of us? We showed you the human thing.
I love it.
So you get the vibes that they're like, very pleased with themselves. They're giggling to themselves in that kind of way dolphins do. And when you eventually get to the surface, and with the help of Aveline and Diana's in her sort of centaur form for all fours and the extra haunches to kind of help lift Yama out with pulleys and stuff. And you get back up onto the ship, like they're there, like mouths open, kind of like waiting for fishy treats.
Do we have fishy treats?
I don't know.
Yama?
Do you?
But boss man, but Yama.
I
don't feel like we have any.
Acting Captain Yama.
I don't think we have any either. Do you have any like rations? I mean,
yeah, I'd have.
I mean, you tell me if you've had fish or have gone fishing over the last couple of days. I mean,
maybe
fish.
if I feel like Karu would be a pretty adept fisher. Don't make me wrong.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is it potentially that he's like, all right, and like maybe jumps back into the water and like for like 30 minutes or so, just like fucking runs around with the dolphins, helping them catch fish as a thank you, maybe. Yeah, because I don't think we have fish on the ship, and if we did have rations, I feel like they're for the 4 of us.
Yeah,
So I'm happy for that. Maybe this is Karu learning to be like, oh, maybe not all dolphins are bitches. I'm in the clique. Oh my god, I'm popular.
Yeah, and they're like, they kind of swim around you and kind of like dance with you a little bit as you kind of help feed them, and then like any other popular group you've been with, at some point they just get bored of you and just decide to go off to the next exciting thing that they're doing.
Yeah, Karu comes back on the ship. He's like, I told you, dolphins are assholes.
Did they just take your fish and leave? That sucks.
Pretty much, yeah. You know what? The thing is, though, is like they could get the fish. Like I wasn't adding anything. They could
you're right.
Like they could have caught those fish.
They definitely had teeth, I saw.
Yeah, they're also fast. Like, so that was whatever. We got a chest. That's
let's open her up.
Yeah.
Is it locked?
It is, and it is sealed, but with I think,
Strength.
with strength, you're able to kind of just bust it open eventually.
I'm just
Using a
imagining like
crowbar.
Yama and Karu both just like smacking it. Like
See what I imagine is Yama doing like beating his chest like a gorilla, going and then just pulling it open.
and then we both look at each other like, who needs a lock picking captain?
Yeah. We're like, what do you get keys for? Jeez,
Look at us go, so self-sufficient.
just pull it open.
So inside, you find a weathered, leather-bound journal with pages that are miraculously, intact despite the chest's time underwater. The cover is embossed with almost like a crow's foot or like a bird's foot and feather motif.
Yeah,
Cool.
this looks like a Killian prize to me.
I don't know, it's covered in feathers.
Oh, Paulie prize, but
Sort
Paulie
of
wouldn't read it.
embossed with feathers, not.
So
It's not like someone pasted feathers to it.
So it's a Killian. Like Killian would probably like to read it, but maybe Paulie would like to have it.
Yeah.
If the two of them
I don't know,
got married,
it's
it would
not
be
very
like
shiny.
when the embossed is kind of nice.
Speaking of shiny, the other thing you see in there is an ornate compass with a gold casing and an amethyst embedded in the lid. And the needle, instead of being sort of made of metal, it appears to be made of a rare, what looks obviously rare because it is luminous. The needle is a luminous feather.
Oh, hey Yama, this is
Ooh.
like your shtick now, isn't it? You're like our mappy person.
Yeah, I am trying to be, I guess. Maybe this will help. Can I like spin around and
Mhm.
does it actually point north or does it point to sweet treasure?
It does not point north.
Ooh,
Ooh.
cool.
Are we gonna get
Yes.
are we gonna get completely sidetracked?
100%. This Yama and Karu side quest is actually going to be 3 sessions.
Yeah.
And you also find sort of in the bottom a heavy sort of oilcloth bag, waterproof bag, filled with a couple of coins and gemstones and some pearls. And there's approximately sort of 500 gold worth of treasure in there.
Sick.
Cool.
I wonder where the compass points to.
I feel like I really need to know. Maybe I can spend some time looking at our maps.
Hey,
Sure. Yeah, you definitely notice the compass is not pointing in the direction that you were heading. So, like the island
Okay.
where you're returning the boat, it is not pointing in that direction. In fact, it's probably more to sort of uh, the sort of southwest or something. Like it's almost the opposite direction of where you came.
the feather motif has got me thinking. I know it's a crow's foot on the book, but like, wasn't the reason why we went to that village was because Paulie was looking for another Aarakocran captain? And this compass has like a feather arrow in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that when I said it for Polly, like maybe it has some info about because we were chasing his treasure island hoard.
What's in the book when we go to open it?
Yeah, when you open it, it appears to be a journal of some kind, and unhelpfully, whoever wrote this journal did not write, "Hello, this is the journal of whoever," because that
And
ultimately is
please
actually
return
quite
to
silly
blah, blah, blah.
because you know your own journal and you know who it's about. But there are descriptions of voyages, battles, and you kind of scan through it. Islands that perhaps you recognize Karu or have heard stories about in Aurora. This is obviously some sort of Auroran captain. Um, and then some of it just seems really bizarre. Like some of the entries, especially when it says, "Oh, we're heading to Whisperwind Cove or something," and I have to make sure and then instead of like description on like how to get there. It's almost like random words.
Weird.
I think we're not smart enough for this book.
I think we're perfectly smart enough for this book. I just think it's beneath us, and we'll give it to yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We'll palm it off and let someone else do the work.
Maybe on the way back, after we've done what we actually set out to do, we can like maybe try again. Maybe this is like a code or something. Maybe that's why it's gone all weird.
Yeah, you're right. They trusted us with this one job.
Yeah, because we are great.
And we will not get distracted. We never get distracted.
Absolutely not, unless more dolphins get in our way. But you know,
Very good. All right, you head on over the next couple of days. The calm seas, you know, kind of the basic kind of winds are fine, but over time the calm seas begin to shift. The once gentle waves now growing in size and intensity. The sky darkens as storm clouds gather on the horizon, their ominous presence signaling the coming tempest. The wind picks up, howling through the rigging of the percentage and carrying with it the sharp scent of ozone. The sea, once a placid mirror, now churns with growing fury. How do each of you react?
I don't know. Yama, forgot. Trying so hard not to say boss man, I forgot your name.
That's in we're talking about Katie or Karu now?
That's in character. That's Karu.
Okay.
he's like, what do we do about that? Do we just like
I don't know, there might be like another way around. Could we go around the storm?
We just go through it? That can't be that bad, right?
I'm sure we'll be fine. We've gone through storms before with the captain.
Yeah.
Well, the storm descends upon you with terrifying swiftness. Thunder booms overhead, and you're not terrified if you're within 10 feet of Yama.
Yes.
True.
Thank you.
I stay close to Yama. I stay close to Yama because I totally need to stay close to Yama right now, not because I would like to not feel the effects of being scared.
Thunder booms overhead and lightning streaks across the sky, illuminating the roiling waters below. Rain lashes down in torrents, soaking you to the bone and making the deck treacherously slick. This is no ordinary storm. It feels as if the very sea has turned against you. Karu, give me a perception check.
Karu's like, it's the dolphin's fault. I just know it is.
It's always the freaking dolphins with you, Karu.
I'm just saying, we ran into some dolphins and now there's a storm. Coincidence? I'm just going to do a normal roll. 13.
I love this just because I'm gonna roll with this idea. You see the dolphins and they're doing that thing with their little flippers. They're like off a ways a bit, but they're like holding it up in front of their hand, like they're talking about you behind their fins, and kind of like pointing at you, like with the thing.
Yeah,
and you can't hear them over the storm.
Kara's just like doing this out to like the ocean, and Yama's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I told you, it's the dolphins."
Through the sheets of rain and the flashes of lightning, you're a bit slow to catch this because you're so focused on the dolphins. You spot something else moving beneath the surface of the water. A shadow, large and sinuous, gliding with purpose. As you call out your warning, perhaps a little bit too late, the sea itself seems to explode as a massive tentacle breaches the surface, followed by another and another.
Shit.
No.
I don't know if dolphins are friends with krakens.
I really don't think this is the dolphins. Okay.
Why?
Yama, you're there, trying to take the helm, and a tentacle kind of whips down to smack against you. Does a 22 hit your AC?
Yes, it does.
I need you to take 16 damage, please.
Is this a magical kraken limb?
Magical
No,
kraken limb.
it is a
Awesome.
natural limb.
So it's 13
Oh.
damage. Ha.
Magical kraken limb. Sorry.
Can that be the name of this episode? Magical
Kraken limb. Yeah.
It
I
sounds
put
like
here Revenge of the Dolphins, but I'm going to change it to Magical Kraken limb.
Magical kraken limb does kind of sound like what Karu might call his penis. Sorry.
100%, especially as we're like on the ship with his like harem, and
Yeah.
Yama's just like this third wheel.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, Yama's gonna like taking this like mad bludgeoning damage. He's just gonna yell like, "Duck for cover!" And can he like you know, very dramatically, like in those like sailing movies, like slam the steering wheel and try and
Sure.
divert the ship?
Yeah. Well, you're kind of almost whatever you try and do, even with the wind kind of pulling at the sails. It's almost like you're in the center of this creature's grasp, as these tentacles have kind of ripped up out of the water. Karu, you at the last second, you see you see Yama kind of get slammed by the tentacle onto the deck, seeming to crush the ship itself, and with each of the tentacles kind of writhing, lashing out, striking at the ship and therefore its occupants. The rain and wind make every moment perilous. Karu, your senses and agility are the greatest of your allies. You kind of duck between the Kraken's attacks, looking for an opening. But as you do, from the sky, a bolt of lightning arcs down, striking towards you. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, Jesus.
Shit.
28.
28.
Tell them, come on, man.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's good.
I am not struck by lightning. I can't be.
So you take half damage. So instead of taking 30 damage, you're just going to take 15.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
I love that. I'm glad I only took that. I think at this point, Kara is looking for the dolphins, being like, help us!
Wow, the tides have churned.
You can see the dolphins like on the edge of like where so on the edge of view, maybe like rising up and down some waves. You see them kind of like laughing at each other and pointing.
Those assholes.
Bunch of assholes. Yeah.
A Kraken tentacle comes down and hits, kind of knocks Evelyn off her perch up top. Can I get you to roll a con saving throw for her, please?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to con save.
And one for Diana while you're at it.
Oh, Diana got it.
22.
22. Yep. Evelyn's fine. She's kind of flung from the crow's nest, but does sort of maybe a backflip pirouette in the air, grabs onto a line, and kind of swings back down onto the ship itself, landing with grace next to a singed but not fully lightning bolted Karu.
I think you have both of the characters, Katie.
Oh, do I?
I can't roll for.
Oh, I do.
Diana.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Let me. Oh, no, maybe not. I can like open a character sheet. I
Can't roll.
Okay. Yeah,
can't get her to
same.
roll. Yeah. So nobody owns Diana.
Nobody owns Diana. 17, I think, is good as well. Yeah. That's fine. The ship is going to take a bit of damage. Where did I put the ship?
The ship would have my. Well, I don't know if you're cool with this, but the ship would have my +2 AC from that enhanced vehicle spell as well.
Have you been casting that on this ship or La Floridita?
I was casting it on La Floridita, but I would say that I would have been on this
casting
one.
it on this, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you two do in retaliation now that it is your turn?
Damn dolphins!
You'll just scream at dolphins. I'm like looking for something.
I know, I'm looking for something too. It seems far away.
Don't take this. This is more just to set the mood. Like, don't think it. I don't think the tentacle's really that big, that far away. It's more tentacles that are grabbing the ship itself.
I think.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
go for it.
I was gonna say I think Karu would then make like once he's stopped feeling so singed. I think the thing he would do would be to try to cut the tentacles that are maybe on the ship, like coming over, like trying to like sever them. So he would probably start hacking at the. Thank you. He would probably start hacking at the closest tentacle with his cutlass.
Cool.
Essentially to just get it to like release its grip.
Give me some attacks.
Oh, I love the little tentacles there.
It's so cool. And 22.
Yep.
Oh, for 13 damage, and then my second attack. 21 for a 9 damage.
Yep.
That's kind of Maybe he would for his bonus action just like cast his Crimson Right on his weapon.
So describe to me, I guess, more just how does that look in terms of like Kara running around cutting tentacles, and you're definitely doing damage, and you know some of them flinch away from you as you strike.
Yeah, I imagine like instead of these sort of like, because they're just these sort of big masses of like meat essentially, I feel like he doesn't think too much beyond that's the closest one. And I think he's actually like two-handing just like an axe like over his head. The intention being to either hurt it enough that it lets go or to just cut it off completely. I should have done my Crimson Right first, but I didn't. But I will do it anyway. Then I could have got fire damage on it. All right, I take 3 necrotic damage.
All right, and I'll just add another 6 damage onto there for the 2 attacks.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I will say I know we're not like quite in combat, but what Kara would do is he wouldn't just stay focused on one. I think he would actually run because he's got enough movement. He would just like go to another one to attack that one. Just overwhelm it so that it doesn't go like, oh, I'm just going to remove this tentacle. I'm like, no, I'm going to hit all of them. And you're going to just be like, oh, actually, I'm going to let go. This thing's biting me from like all the angles, basically.
Yeah, in fact, like, there's a number of tentacles kind of grabbing the ship and almost trying to pull it down or tear it apart. You know, one perhaps that's flailing around that's been kind of hitting you in response. But yeah, so you duck and weave beneath them, slice through them to, you know, 1,000 cuts kind of thing on these different tentacles, keeping it guessing. And Yama, are you holding the helm down? Are you pulling the sword out? What's going on?
Yeah, so Yama feeling literally no control over the ship at this point after trying to steer it away from this kraken. He lets go
you think,
of...
to make it so it's not impossible, like you think that there may be some way you can wrest control, but it might be some kind of like, you tell me, maybe like a strength check versus the kraken.
Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool. He's gonna go on the offensive and let go of the helm, and he's gonna like maybe run towards the back of the ship where he can see all the tentacles, so he's got a bit of a height. But he's gonna do his whirlpool slash, which is the first time I'm doing this, so it's a 3rd level spell. So each creature within 15 feet of me has to make a strength saving throw. So I'd love to like run to a spot where he can get as many of the tentacles as possible to like focus him. And yeah, DC 15 strength.
So they have to make a DC 15 strength saving throw?
Yeah.
Let's roll a couple of these and see how we get. 2 fail, 2 succeed.
So the 2 failed are pulled 10 feet closer to me. And then as part of the action to cast the spell, I can make a melee attack against each creature that came within 5 feet of me.
Mhm.
So
Well,
that would
I'm-
be 2.
Do you want to make 4 attacks? Because I think you can probably set up a spot where they were already within 5 feet of you, right? Because you're spinning around.
4 attacks. Here we go. Ooh, a couple
the
of 26s there.
The 12 does not hit, so 3 of those hit.
3, nice.
That's pretty good.
Pretty damn good. Oh, sorry, I always forget that this is gonna be the worst. What's my damage? 1d10 plus 4. 1d10, but it's plus a d8. Do you just want oh my god. Sorry, I really need to set up some macros or something.
That's right.
So the first attack is a 21.
Mhm.
And then the second attack is a 18 damage.
Mhm.
And
Are you
then
throwing any smites on these, or?
so I get a standard smite 1d8 on every attack.
Yeah, I can see that
So
radiant damage built in to the katana of the way.
yeah, so I've not been adding any extra.
That's
So the
fine.
next one is what was that? 18 again.
Mhm.
And there was one more?
Sure.
I can't remember. 12.
Mhm. So do you want to describe to me what that looks like as Karu's kind of ducking and weaving, hitting multiple tentacles, you positioning to do this big whirlpool slash?
So I think it's really freaking cool, Demon Slayer cool, where the water comes out of his sword, because he's literally creating this whirlpool of water out in the ocean and pulling these tentacles closer to him. So I think he is just maybe standing in the middle of the ship and slicing as he spins with the water that's flowing around the ship. Super dope.
Yeah, and it's almost like sheets of water coming off the sheets above you, right? And from the storm itself. So it's almost like you're underwater in some places, and
Cool.
you twist the water around you, so it starts spinning around you, creating this kind of whirlpool. And then just quick slashes in the middle of that before I'm imagining the water that's in the whirlpool kind of slashing outwards or being cut into pieces and sort of falling away, as well as the tendrils themselves, the sort of combined effort. Karu, you kind of loosening up their grasp on the ship, and then buying a spot for Yama to kind of obliterate the remainder. And in there, we see in the background maybe Diana and Evelyn. I think Evelyn's maybe got some kind of crossbow that she's firing into, not wanting to get close to these tentacles, perhaps firing a crossbow into it. Diana just turning and just 2 back legs, horse kick, just one remaining tentacle to shunt it off the side of the deck. So the battle rages on, each of you taking turns to kind of strike back against the Kraken. And eventually your combined might and strategy turn the tide, forcing the beast to withdraw. And as its tentacles slip back beneath the waves, the storm begins to abate, leaving the sea once again eerily calm.
Karu gives the middle finger to the dolphins that are still watching.
Yeah. They blow their little blowholes up at you.
That's right.
I think Yama at this point is also joining in the gesturing, and he's like, "Yeah, jog on."
Let's get out of here before that thing comes back.
Yeah,
Holy hell.
yeah, quick. Let's hoist the sails and
Get the
right
fuck
the
out.
rudder. Yeah, get the
Yeah.
fuck out.
So the storm's passed, leaving the sea unnaturally calm, as if the ocean itself holds its breath. The first light of dawn kind of glowing on the horizon, casting long shadows over the rolling waves. The ETC percentage sails onward, the only sound the gentle lapping of water against the hull. But then, breaking through the morning mist, you see it. A ghostly ship, spectral and silent, gliding across the water with sails of tattered fog. Its form is ethereal, flickering in and out of existence as it draws nearer. The name, the Wraith, is barely visible on its rotting hull, a chilling reminder of its cursed nature. As the ghost ship approaches, a spectral figure materializes on its deck, a pirate captain with hollow eyes that seem to pierce through your very soul. He raises a hand in greeting, his voice carrying over the water like a cold breeze. Ahoy there, mates! Fear not, for I mean you no harm. I'm Captain Varlos, cursed to wander these seas until my crew's souls are freed. Perhaps give us a bit of a help, bit of a hand, and in return, perhaps I could offer you something of great value.
Firstly, well done. Well, hail, Captain Valos. What? How do we break the curse? How long have you been cursed?
Yeah, are you the boss man, are you?
Oh yeah,
No,
he's the boss man.
no,
Oh, yeah,
no.
You seem like an old fella, but one of the old timers.
Yep, old, yep. Boss, no.
Well, see, we got cursed. It's worse than just being regular cursed. Mind, it's with extra ed in it, and yeah, one of the worst parts about it is we can't really figure out where the curse is. So we need someone perhaps with, because I got hollow eyes, so I need someone with like real eyes perhaps to kind of figure it out and get rid of these curses. If you're not up to it, that's fine. We can go and keep being cursed, I suppose.
Whoa. There is nothing that me and my friend Karu here cannot solve.
Yeah, boss man and I are on it.
All right. Well, the ghost ship, the Wraith, kind of pulls up alongside the percentage, and a ghostly plank extends out from the Wraith onto the percentage, inviting you on board.
Hell yeah. No inside checks necessary.
Karu leans in the arm and goes, "What are we doing again?"
Helping them with their curse.
Oh, yeah, cool. All right, they're not dolphins. We'll be fine.
Yeah, like, are we up for this? The boys won't mind if we just.
We just took on a kraken.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, he seems fine. He seems chill.
As long as the kraken wasn't his pet, right?
Let's not lead with that as a story then, just in case it was. Yeah, we'll see if he brings up a kraken first before we.
Okay.
Yeah,
like if he's like missing a kraken or something.
Yeah, if his pet kraken came home hurt, like really good call.
We didn't do that. We saw some dolphins do that.
Don't even know what a kraken is, honestly. But...
Never seen a kraken. All right. We board the ship.
As you step onto the ghost ship, the air grows colder and the sound of spectral whispers fills your ears. The deck beneath your feet is both solid and insubstantial at the same time, a paradox that defies logic. Captain Varlos leads you to the captain's cabin where ghostly charts, navigational tools float in midair. He points to a series of items kind of scattered about the room that are real physical items where everything else is kind of ghostly. And you can see that in these items, it almost looks like there's sort of like a green glow stuck inside. You can see a locket, a cutlass, and a compass.
Cool. Are those yours, Captain?
Oh yeah. So my we were killed, or we were being hunted by a notorious pirate name of Captain Featherstorm, and we weren't going to get
Sorry.
away. And that guy's a real prick, and just takes everything, gives nothing back. And so I made a deal with a spirit. I was like, "Hey, can you make it so that he can't get our treasure, and that my crew will be safe?" And this spirit trapped the souls of my crew into these items and made our ship insubstantial so that Captain Featherstorm couldn't take anything.
One of those you wish for a thing, but if you don't word it incredibly specific ways, then the guy that gives you, that sucks.
That
That's
does
why is this Featherstorm dude like? Why? What's his deal? Why is he? And I think Kara was kind of looking at Yama like, "Hey, that's a name we know."
That's a name we know.
Like, what's
Well,
going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, this was a while ago now. Time has kind of melded together for me. It was probably at least last week, up to maybe 200 years ago. Uh, Big pirate name. Here's the thing. He's been given carte blanche by um, the prince to just do whatever the hell he wants, and no one else is going to stand up to him because his first mate is a bloody storm giant. So no one's going to stand up to this guy at all. He's got the prince isn't going to go after him. Regular folk like us can't stop him. The best you can do is try and get out of his way. And I guess I chose the wrong way to get out of his way and have been cursed for some time.
The Prince of the Volcano Throne?
Yeah, who is the prince currently? That might be able to help us figure out who's who. Like how long it's been.
We don't know of any prince at the moment.
Oh. Surely there's a prince. There's always got to be a prince.
Yeah, there seems to be some uproar around that.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what we know, right? Like, there's no yeah.
So
no one on the throne.
so you know that there's a Prince Samaria, but he has gone missing.
Yeah.
He has not been seen in some time.
Great. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be helping anybody, but we'd be happy to help. We're also looking for a Captain Featherstorm, so maybe it's the same person.
Could be the same guy. Well, I mean, if you find him, give him a right kick in the fork for me.
Well, I definitely don't think we knew that he had a giant as a first mate, so that's valuable information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not always giant, but like when he comes at you, he can become giant and throws lightning. I mean, they're both kind of mad lightning users. So yeah, but he must have some magic to be able to be small enough to fit on a regular ship most of the time. But his first mate is a real bastard too.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I am also giant sometimes.
Oh, that worries me less, especially because I'm cursed and I guess you can't hurt me. But if I was still alive, that would really worry me, sure.
So, to free you from this curse, you just need us to find this captain.
Oh, no, I need you to destroy these cursed items.
Oh.
Or like figure out how to break the curse, I guess. I can't touch them. He goes over and like his hand just like goes through the...
Oh. Can I go over and try and touch it?
Yeah, you can touch it.
I'm going to touch it.
You touch it. Which one do you touch?
I'm going to touch there was a cutlass, right? I'll touch the cutlass.
Sure. Yeah, you can even pick it up. Like it's almost like it's on the spectral table, and you could pick it up and wave it around and stuff. You can definitely feel especially like as a paladin, your kind of sense evil is going crazy in terms of this is a
Yeah,
cursed object.
okay. And you said these are your shipmates?
Their souls are kind of trapped in there, and I definitely can't go on to the, you know, to the astral plane without them. Captain wouldn't leave any men behind.
Can I make some kind of
Uh-oh.
like knowledge roll here, or sorry, was my internet being shitty?
Yeah.
You're fine now.
The
It's
curse
fine.
got you.
Okay. Okay, I mean the curse. No, it's because I touched it. Can I make some kind of like roll here to learn a bit more? Like, I don't know. I'm looking for something amongst my paladin skills, but there's not really anything.
You tell me.
Yeah. You got anything, Karu?
I mean, I was just gonna pick up something and look at it. Like, I didn't really.
Yeah, so I'm holding the sword and waving it around.
That's what I was gonna do. I pick up the compass and also wave it around.
Do you want to give me like a religion check or something, Yama?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm not trained in religion. That's an 8.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty haunted.
It's a sword.
Yeah,
It's pretty
it's like a
haunted.
haunted sword.
Oh, great. What
Kara,
happens
do you-
if we... Oh,
Okay.
yeah, go for it.
In fact, what's your armor class, Yama?
20.
Okay.
Is Karu about to start beating me with a compass?
I'm not in my wear form. You're fine.
As you kind of shake about this cutlass, you can kind of feel almost like you can feel the trapped spirit within, almost like powering this curse that has been given form, and you can feel almost like a necrotic burning on your hands. You're going to take 11 necrotic damage.
11! That's insane. So, like, I feel like Yama feels this, like, ache come up his hand from the cutlass, and he's just gonna, like, and kind of, like, let it go back onto the ethereal table that it was on. Fuck! Karu, just, oh, careful of that. It just freaking shocked me. It's still like...
You've got the compass out. You just
Yeah, I'm seeing if it points anywhere that's not north. Yeah. I'm like, sorry, what? What was that, Yama? And
you look down and like the needle in there is just spinning crazily, and you can kind of almost hear just like the wailing of someone being tortured, just like the.
you like stops shaking it. It's like, oh,
You
sorry.
stop it, it's still spinning.
Oh god.
Great.
I don't. Yeah, like Karu leans into Yama's like, I don't know how to break curses. Like, I don't know the first thing I should do here.
I think this was the kind of thing that Sorn was really into. And he's gone now.
The captain's name, sorry, Dan. What was his name? Valos?
Captain Valos.
Valos. I think Karu's like to Valos. Apologies if this has already happened. I'm kind of getting a little distracted by something else. He's just like, Valos, where did you like do this curse? Like, where did you like make this pact that led to this curse happening?
Sure. Yeah, we were on the high seas, running from Captain Featherstorm, and just trying to find the name of who he would have turned to. And I turned to I reached out to Umberlee and asked, for her protection. And clearly she was not. I mean, they always say like you shouldn't really turn to the sea bitch to ask for help, but I really was kind of between a rock and a hard place on this one.
Do you think maybe you need to talk to her again?
I've been calling out for, what else can we do? I think like we're kind of in her pocket now with this. I don't think there's anything else we can offer her. Do you know what I mean? Like we're kind of condemned souls right now with
Yeah.
this curse nonsense. I mean, if you can break the curse, maybe we can push on to the afterlife and be fine. But um, yeah, now we kind of roam the seas. Mostly, we attack other ships, sink them to her murky depths. I just thought, we kind of saw you on the horizon, and we're just like, oh, maybe we'd be able to, ask these guys for help. The gold armor and stuff. You look pretty paladin-y. I thought maybe you might have been a golden guardian.
Skills do the Golden Guardians have that you thought might be useful here? Are they curse breakers?
Yeah,
Religious
they kind of
types?
deal with all sorts of undead, general smiting, consecrations.
I can do
Um,
general smiting.
that might work.
All right. Let's do some general smiting. Yama's gonna hold out his I don't know if I can like smite without a sword, but I'd love to try almost.
With your hand. I mean, there's a cursed sword right there on the table.
Can I
I
can I roll
want
it? Can I roll an insight check quickly on this dude?
do
Because he
it.
just mentioned like we've been going around like sinking other ships, and then why did he
He
call
saw
us?
us take on that kraken.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
Yeah, give me an insight
intimidated.
check.
Ugh.
Damn it.
What does Karu think?
What does Katie think?
Just that bit just then. Like one, it was the like, sinking ships for her.
Mhm.
Like this seems to be part of his like job. And then when Yama's like, oh, I don't have my sword, and he's like, oh, there's one right there. Like this like urgency to have Yama use the sword, particularly seeing that did damage to him earlier. And Kara's like, is it? I don't.
Interesting.
That's the thing that kind of made Kara go, wait, what?
I think perhaps with a 10, that's what Karu kind of thinks.
Kara's just like, Yama. I don't know. That thing hurt you before when you picked it up. I wouldn't.
No, I'm not planning on picking up the cutlass again. I'm gonna reach out, maybe seeing Karu kind of like hold him back and like stop him from like reaching out again. Karu instead is gonna Yama instead is gonna reach out towards the captain. And as he touches him, I'd like to cast protection from good and evil. So
On him or on yourself?
on that guy, because basically what happens is if the target's already charmed, frightened, or possessed, it gets advantage on a new saving throw.
Mhm.
So he's kind of trying to like pull him from the grasp. Like, I don't know if this works on a curse, but
Sure. No, I love that.
Yama's gonna try it.
So, no rolls necessary or anything like that. I think just you reach out and kind of lay a hand on his shoulder,
Mm.
and so that golden light that is within you at all times kind of transfers over. Do you say anything in particular? Like, is there your sins are forgiven, or like a mantra or anything like that?
So like the items that the spell uses is some like, let's say Yama has some like powdered iron that he kind of like he takes in his fist and like places it on the shoulder, and that's where the light comes out from. And then I just want him to say something like he's almost like talking to that unbelievable person, right? And he's like, release him.
Mhm.
And he utters that command, and hopefully he gets another saving throw.
Well, yeah, I think no rolls needed. I think it's more that you place that hand on him, and it's almost like a
Mm.
glow kind of envelops him as this kind of shield, this as you said, protection from good and evil, the redemption paladin within you. You're able to confer your protection onto him, and even for at least if not forever, then for a time or for however long you can maintain on this spell, you can see that the sort of glow and etherealness, the sort of green, almost like haunted, drowned look that he had, kind of goes away, and you can see the almost like that golden spirit underneath, and he's just like, oh wow, that feels so much better. That's amazing. Whew, I feel like 200 years younger. Um, yeah, I mean, if you could do that for all of my crew, that'd be amazing.
Does it last? So the spell lasts for 10 minutes concentration.
Sure.
Could we like wait and see? Like Yama's kind of like dubious.
Oh yeah, you're just wanting to like wait before you do anything with the cursed objects, kind of thing.
Yeah, like we'll wait and see if this like works and holds. And maybe in the meantime, Yama is now like gonna grill him questions about like you said 200 years. Have you been cursed for 200 years sailing these seas,
Um,
drowning pirates?
yeah, well, I think it's definitely been sort of 100 years, or maybe between 1 and 200 years. Time you kind of stop tracking time after a while, especially if you're only really manifesting at like weird dawn foggy moments.
Mm.
Um, and that that and I guess in storms in particular, we're a big Umberlee's a big proponent of using storms for us to like sink ships so that they go down to her murky depths.
Hmm.
Um,
Are you
uh,
doing that to try and like win her favor?
um, I guess it's more like malicious compliance in terms of we are bound to do this for her because she held up her end of the bargain of making it so Featherstorm couldn't capture or kill us.
So if the storm doesn't sink the ship, do you follow in after and try
Uh,
a different way?
well, we usually like come in as part of the storm, so it's like as the storm strikes them, we'll often strike,
Mm.
or if they're lost in the fog, we'll kind of sink them.
You
It's
going
usually.
for a different tactic this time?
Oh no,
Did you
we
see
I
how handedly we took on that kraken? Is that why you backed off?
well, I pretty much. I mean, the sea bitch seems to have nothing against you two. I mean, Krakens do worship her, I guess, a bit, but I don't think she necessarily like favors them.
Mm.
I just saw that you guys were, a couple of guys with a harem going around on a tiny boat. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of anime, but like, if you have just two guys risking it on the ocean by themselves, they must be pretty big deals. So I didn't want to take you on. I thought maybe this could be a good opportunity to get someone to lift the curse.
Yama looks to Karu and says, well, he's right. We are pretty big deals.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say curse lifting is our specialty.
Mm.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to put you out. That's fine. Maybe the next ship with cool adventurers that comes along can lift the curses. Or maybe like when you get to port, you could send some golden guardians out to come hunt us down and destroy the cursed objects. That could be helpful.
I think we'll be fine. It looks like this protection from evil is holding out.
Well, it's certainly helping me. I feel much better. I feel much like I can definitely feel the Umberlee kind of curse and the things I have to do. But it's almost like they're outside. It's almost like they're tomorrow captain's problem.
All right. Well, I have 3 more spell slots at that level, so I'm gonna head over to the cutlass, which hurt Yama in the past. He's gonna hold his
Emotionally.
emotionally and necrotically. He's gonna hold his hand over the hilt, and as he lowers his hand down with the iron and smooth it across the the blade, he's going to cast protection from evil and good again.
And so you kind of create another shield around this cutlass, and you can see sort of that golden light kind of envelop it. The soul inside, you can kind of feel almost like a change in the air of it is no longer being tormented. Your divine power is kind of holding that back for the moment.
Okay, cool. I will do the same thing on all the other items and use all my first level spell slots.
The compass stops wailing and screaming in your hand, Karu. It's no longer moaning. It's still spinning around, but it's kind of slow now. Kind of slow and sedate.
I put it back down.
And the locket?
Yeah, so you do the same with the locket. It goes from being sort of almost like a dark onyx or like a deep green emerald to sort of like a regular kind of sapphiric blue or something as you brighten it up. And Varlos says like, "Oh, excellent. Well, that's you've stopped the curses on them. I mean, now if you could get the souls out, that'd be amazing, and I could help shuffle them on to the beyond."
Haru, do you know anything about souls?
Yeah, it's not my skill set. I'm sorry, Captain. I don't have it's a very particular skill set you're asking for. It's kind of why I suggested you go back.
I mean, you're a big, strong guy. I thought you could maybe just like snap it over your knee or something.
You really think that would help?
Do you think that's gonna?
Well, if the items are broken, then the souls can get out.
Oh, okay.
Can I insight check that?
I'll
I don't
accept.
trust
You don't trust anyone since he's actually a dolphin in disguise. Oh my
god!
No!
Not the fucking dolphins.
I don't know. He seems to have a pretty clear direction of like what we could do. So it's like, oh, Yama, pick up the sword. Oh, break the sword. It's like for someone
I think that's just because Katie and Katie are retards.
I think it's just like for me it's sus because it's like you've got methods, but you keep saying you don't know how to break the curse, but you're very quick to give me an idea of what I should do.
He said he can't because he can't touch the item.
I know, but Karu's still just like
sure.
You're my insight roll.
I'll accept an insight or some sort of arcana. I know you have some sort of weird blood hunter nonsense to do with, like,
but it's
evil
things. About information about fays, fiends, or undead.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll just do my normal
I mean, he is kind of undead. They are kind of undead.
I'll take it. I'm going to do an arcana roll.
Okay.
20.
Ooh.
Yeah, you think he's pretty much on the level. Like, this is perhaps Karu has been set off by Karu trusted dolphins for the first time in a long time and was betrayed, and now is seeing, what is very rightly like you should not be trusting a ghost captain on a ghost ship with this stuff. But Yama has held is kind of holding the curses at bay with this magic protection that's going to prevent them from like the curses responding and attacking you like it attacked Yama, right?
Okay. Well, I guess I could take the compass and kind of look at Yama and be like gesturing that he's gonna like smash it under his like foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yama agrees, just like nods.
Yeah. Okay. Karu will shatter the compass face by stomping on it.
Yeah, it breaks apart, and the sort of the golden soul inside leaks out.
Huh.
Yeah, Yama's gonna grab the locket and snap it at the hinge.
Again, sort of the "oh, thank you" as the spirit.
It's like the Kung Fu Panda where he breaks the pot.
Ooh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Yama's gonna try and bend this sword over his knee.
Yeah, you snap the sword. It's sort of like old and rusty at this point, I guess. It was held together by cursed spirit, and the cursed spirit inside is kind of freed and floats away on the ether. And you can see that the ship around you starts becoming less and less corporeal as the captain is like closing his eyes and is like, "Oh, thank you, my crew is free, and now they don't have to suffer any further. I can scuttle the ship and try and end it here."
Oh, becoming less corporeal, so we should skedaddle, right? We got a piece.
You run up onto the deck of the ship, and you can
Mm.
feel your feet starting to sink into the nothingness that is the ghost ship.
I think
Um,
Karu, as he runs, turns around, he's like, "Sorry for not trusting you for a hot minute there, but you are a ghosty man. Good luck."
a sense of peace kind of washes over the ship, then overtaken by a sense of urgency that you need to get off this ship. And the spectral forms of the crew, you can kind of just make them out. Their faces calm and grateful. Captain Varlos standing before you, a look of profound relief in his eyes as you kind of get back onto the percentage. Thank you, brave souls. You've granted us the peace we have sought for so long. As promised, here is a map to some of our hidden bounty that we didn't have on us, that
Ooh.
we were come upon by Featherstorm. I hope that it aids you in your quest. And the captain kind of throws an ancient weathered map. Its surface marked with cryptic symbols and coordinates uh, leading to a particular island, which we'll deal with later. As you take the
Cool.
map, the spectral ship begins to fade, the souls of the crew ascending to their final rest. May the winds guide ya, and may you find treasure that you seek.
Okay, Karu turns around to Yama and goes, "Okay, so just don't follow my lead on who to trust, because I trusted the dolphins and they were kind of dicks. And I didn't trust that guy and he was actually fine. So I'm just going to follow your lead for the rest of this trip, boss man."
I think my issue is that I tend to try and trust everybody until they wrong me, though. So don't know if
There's
we
a
can trust that
balance.
either.
Yeah,
There's a
right.
balance.
So the wraith vanishes, leaving you back on the ETC percentage with the map in hand. The sea is calm once more, but the air feels different, charged with the promise of discovery and the echoes of those you freed. You set your course to the ETC, the Emerald Trading Company home port, the next step in your adventure beckoning on the horizon. The storms pass, Kraken's driven off, and the encounter with the Wraith still lingers in your mind, but the percentage sails onwards to the port of the Emerald Trading Company, the horizon brightening as dawn breaks. The sea, now calm and reflective, mirrors the sky's hues of pink and gold. As you approach, what time is it? 8:49. I think as you approach the port itself, the docks are a hive of activity, yet the sense of urgency. There is a sense of urgency, a sort of tension hanging in the air. Um, there's usually perhaps ports are rather chaotic, and this one is no different. Um, you can see workers and sailors kind of rushing about, some casting nervous glances towards the sea. But you are given berth as the ETC percentage pulls into the dock, um, and there is sort of a man on the dock, sort of maybe a bit of a dark aura about him, but wearing the Emerald Trading Company insignia. Uh, and he says, "My name is Malcolm Vane. The I've been expecting you."
Yes, I guess we're here to give you back your ship.
Yes, and you will. And he turns to a couple of soldiers. He says, "Please detain them. until we can be sure that all the ship is intact and that there is no contraband aboard. These look like nefarious pirates. We can't have them coming into port and causing trouble.
How dare you, sir? We've just brought you back your ship. It's in perfect condition. Yama wants to intimidate him into not looking at the hull.
Oh,
We didn't scrape it on the side. What's with the natural twos today? This is ridiculous.
You've got like 3, I reckon.
Yeah,
she
no
likes to use
doubt.
an inspiration.
Yes. Stop it. It's
Timmy and
11
Dylan
for an
come back and
80.
they're like, "What happened to our inspiration pools?" Like,
Nah, they
this is
don't even know
important.
we have them. All I've
That's
rolled
so
today
true.
is 2s and 5s, but
Wah.
an 18 now.
An 18, I think. Yeah. So the sort of soldiers, those kind of hired guards, almost like hired guards that he has with him. Their kind of ill-fitting clothes, walk up and trying to like put you in irons, and you just stare them down, and they kind of like back off. Um, and I think he takes that hint, and the 4 of you perhaps disembark from the uh, from the ship, and he's kind of shaking a little bit as you stomp up to him on the dock itself. He says, "Yes, in perfect condition."
Exactly, in perfect condition. Now I will see my tea shop return to me.
Uh, yes, and he kind of like pulls out with a shaking hand, kind of like stamps some forms to say like the ship has been received, and to like hand you back like the I guess not the deed to the tea shop, but he hands you
Mm,
like the key, I guess, the
yeah,
key ring that you would hand it over, and like a receipt for the ship being received, and that your keys were returned.
awesome, awesome. Let's go. Stuff
Let's,
these guys.
yeah.
Uh, and because it's 9 o'clock, I think we'll kind of wrap it up here. Um, I think you get into the tea shop, you kind of gather up your things. Is there anything in particular like you really want to grab from the tea shop that you just like have to have this on the ship with me?
Whatever cruddy little stool Karu handmade, for the shop that maybe no one actually sits on because it's wobbly, he takes because he made it himself and he's proud of it.
Yeah, I think only Paulie would sit on it, and like on a weird angle with this hat over his head
Yeah.
while sleeping off hangovers.
Yeah, it's like perfectly slanted for exactly that. That's why Karu made it. For whenever
Yeah.
Paulie came into the shop hungover, it's like just sit on the stool, but no one else sits on it because it's actually incredibly uncomfortable.
Very good.
I was going to say almost exactly the same thing, so I'm hoping there's another chair that was maybe jointly crafted by the captain and Karu, and he's going to take that for
Yeah.
his room, and he gathers up all his herbal teas, but
Yeah,
leaves everything else.
you're not sure if it's like a footstool or a butt stool. Like it's almost like too small, perhaps. Yama made it,
Too
and
small.
it's like too low to the ground. Like his knees are like up around his ears when he sits on it. Have you ever had to sit down in like a kindergarten class?
Yeah,
With their
yeah,
tiny little chairs.
yeah.
Um,
That's going to be his new favorite chair for mixing his teas.
Excellent. Brilliant. And I think the last thing we kind of see before it all fades out, and you're getting your stuff together, Aveline and Diana are like, "Oh, this is nice. They're helping you pack up and whatnot." They're like, "So how are we going to meet up with the captain again?"
Well, how about we go find some treasure instead?
And with that, sort of glowing runes sort of start to appear on the ground next to the tea shop. Um, and opening up or coming through, you see a very attractive tiefling man with tan skin and tattoos, and he's just like, "Right, you deliver the ship. Captain wants you back on the boat. Let's go. Hold hands."
Who the hell are you?
What the fuck?
It's Killian, who's used his teleport
I'm
power for
kidding.
the first time in a useful way in my description. And he makes you all
Love it.
hold hands to teleport back to where.
Oh, amazing.
Hilarious. Let's do it.
And that is the. Oh, I forgot to put us on. I'm so sorry. I forgot to use this for the ghost ship.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, what the hell? That's dope.
That's the end of our Beach Boys side episode. When
Beach
we
Boys.
reconnect with our heroes, they'll be back on the Whistlewind Cove, being ambushed by water chariots and evil cultists.
Oh, I did forget about that.
Is there any final kind of things? Any like little other moments you wanted to touch on before we call it a night?
I do think before we got teleported back, Yama and Karu did have their beach episode moment. You know, there was the like running out onto the sand in our
There
swim
was
trunks
some
vibes.
free time to be
We
had. Yeah.
we definitely had a filler episode beach thing at
Yeah.
one point.
So the
Yeah.
end
Some
of the
slow
episode is
motion.
Diana, Evelyn, Karu, Yama in sort of very scantily clad beachwear, playing volleyball on the beach together, running around, drinking cool drinks, listening to music. I don't know what else is quintessential for a beach episode of an anime.
That's
Someone
about
gets
it.
pushed over into the water.
Outfit montages. So like seeing
Yeah.
everybody in their beach outfit
Yeah.
montage. Yeah.
And at one point Yama takes out a watermelon and smashes it with the blunt side of his sword. Yep.
I love Space Hawks in chat says the Top Gun beach scene. So is Yama in jeans and shirtless? Like, is that because that's the Top Gun style, isn't it?
the jean cutoffs, but they're like really short.
Yeah.
No shirt. And he's just throwing a football for some reason.
What's Karu's go-to beach wear? Is he still rocking the fishnet tank top, or is he changed style? Katie?
I think
This is
No,
what
I
people
think-
stayed here for 2 hours listening to finally get out
For
of this
this
episode.
scene.
I think he's just got those like really short trunks. Like it's not budgie smugglers or anything like that. I don't think he's doing the fishnet thing because I think it gives him a very weird sunburn pattern when he gets burnt.
That's important.
So yeah, it's just like little swim trunks, tiny little swim trunks. There we go.
Tiny swim trunks.
Tiny little swim trunks, but not budgie smugglers, just little short. Oh, what's that one? Oh my god, yes. It's not quite a mohawk though, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah.
It's very lush.
The realism thing kind of spins me out a little bit with that one.
Just
Yeah.
a touch, yeah, because it's like a
Yeah.
real photo in the background that they've like blurred out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good. And then so I think Avalyn still goes for the wearing like the mask of an assassin, and then also the kind of two-piece with the sort of like a little bit of a sarong and like the sarong and the face mask kind of match. It's almost like veil-like on both ends. So it's like partially see-through, much like the mesh shirt. Whereas Diana is more in her full kind of centaur mode, just really enjoying the kind of being able to walk around on the beach. She's got her little butterfly wings as well to kind of match with yours, Yama, if you make yours a little bit visible. And yeah, she's sort of put some colors in her hair, kind of like a bit of a rainbow kind of vibe going on with the hair. Yeah, I'll see if I can pull this in actually. Anything else? So what did you think of the?
Didn't think we were going to take on a ghost ship and a kraken in one go. So Yama and Karu is just, and also dolphins. Yama and Karu are just incredibly popular, apparently.
Yeah, I love the
Also, I think
dolphins
we're
are
gonna
now.
have like a lot to brag about when we get back. Back to the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, will they believe you? Probably not. But you brought your harem with you, so it's all everyone. Yeah, you've got backup.
Exactly. Yeah, we got witnesses. It's fine.
That's the Diana I like. Although I think she's got to have more of the. Is it the Appalachia?
Oh, Appaloosa?
Appaloosa?
Yeah,
With
the
like
patchy
the
coloring.
patch because she's got the same pattern as her
Mm.
horse part. I think on her skin.
Oh,
In
yeah.
my ideal eye,
Like that vitiligo.
maybe that's what I'm
Yeah.
Is
thinking
that,
about.
yeah.
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 The like skin pigment thing where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, my idea would be that she'd have that to match her horse pattern, but all
Mm.
over her skin.
Sick.
That's sick. Very cool.
Ken from the Barbie movie. I actually just saw the Barbie movie this weekend, just gone for the first time. And I was very excited to see Kens beach each other off.
That was so good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Beaching each other up.
I don't want to be lifeguard. I don't go in the water. I just beach.
Yeah. You're very good at beach. Thank you, Bobby. Like
That's why I see
Good scene.
Diana as well. Like she probably, is more of a horse. She can go in the shallow water, but she does not get in the deep water. She does not swim. She hasn't got any aquatic forms yet for her shape.
She could
Cool.
be one of those, is it a Kelpie, the creepy, like, Irish fae horse that drowns people?
oh god, don't know about this business.
I gotta look that up and then make that an evil thing. Oh wow, yeah, it is. Kelpie.
Right?
Sea fae that lures the unwary to a watery death.
They have, like, it's usually, like, algae, like, hair and, like, almost like I feel like I picture it as, like, a mermaid tail,
It's
but
like
I'm pretty sure they have
horse
4
front mermaid
legs.
tail or like a sea
Yeah.
dragon tail. Yeah.
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 Wild. Cool, it's
Cool.
happening.
It's happening next week. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to call it there. It's 9:00 at night, Monday. Hopefully, Timmy's back from Japan next week. Hopefully, Dylan's not at work, and we can have all 4 take on the evil cultists we saw. You'll have help in the form of what's her name? Did I put her name somewhere
In the Facebook chat.
in the Facebook chat? Yeah, I can't remember her name now off the top of my head. She was like Glitter something or other, the volcano dwarf lady.
Oh yeah. Love that woman.
Yeah, I gotta either make
Griselda Copperrot.
Griselda Copperrot.
Copperrot.
If we can't get everyone next week, what I might do is put out the feelers and see if someone wants to come in and play as her as a special guest. To kind of
Yes.
Timmy or Dylan as to like that. So we can get like someone else to come in and play that one very specific character for an episode.
That sounds sick.
Right.
Cool.
That's it from us. We're gonna go. Bye bye. Bye.
Boy.